do everything right. This is a dairy farm, Garrett says. And when Garrett says it's wrong, at the farm with Garrett.
It all started back in the 70s when Europe made commercial feed. They took the cow that we don't eat, cooked it, dried it, ground the beef. They fed it to our good farm friends, that of which we can't contend. An interesting fact that we have found, Ireland's the first to transport now. There was a ban because of commercial feed, but that is lifted because Ireland achieved all of the necessary qualifications. That means safe feed for the entire nation.
Holy cow, you got BSE, bovine spongiform encephalopathy, aka mad cow disease.
It's caused by mutations of prion proteins ingested and passed down in their genes. CRPC, cellular prion protein, causes the changes that we see. The protein misfolds and changes its shape. Once diagnosed, they can escape. After the protein becomes abnormal, we call it a prion to make it formal. The prions resist being broken down. They accumulate and stick around. They also trigger nearby proteins to turn them into prions that are in between.
Holy cow, you got BSE, bovine spongiform encephalopathy, aka mad cow disease.
7.
A neurologic disorder, so you need to listen. It damages the central nervous system. Most would say that's quite a shame. The prions create tiny bubbles in the brain. It wastes away and then turns spongy, makes all the cattle act kind of funny. Nervous, violent, and mistrust. Don't you think that is unjust? Abnormal gaits and decreased milk production, that can lead to dairy destruction. Symptoms can take up to 6 years to show. Humans can get it, didn't you know?
Holy cow, you got BSE, bovine spongiform encephalopathy, aka mad cow disease. Jacob, or VCJD, is the type in humans that we see. Irritability, tremors, and loss of language gives us humans a disadvantage. We lose our mind and have trouble sleeping, so please think twice about what you are eating. Ataxia occurs within months or weeks, along with unsteadiness in motor techniques. They rise from the secondary structure below. The cerebellum it is, and that's what we know. Short seizures and dementia can happen too, but occur in the limbic system, that is true. Holy cow, you got BSE, bovine spongiform encephalopathy, aka mad cow disease.
Most people that have it die within a year because there's no treatment, that is clear. Let's take a look back to 2002. Those with weak stomachs may not want to view. Remember the show that's named Fear Factor? We're surprised it wasn't filmed on the back of a tractor. Contestants were in time to eat the cow brains. The fastest to finish wins the game.
Holy cow, you got BSE, bovine spongiform encephalopathy, aka mad cow disease.
As you can see, they ate the brain raw.
But no one got BSE, we say yeehaw.
This disease hasn't been seen in so many years.
Because the FDA stepped in making this cheer.
Farmers use products to beef up the cows. They focused on food, and that saved us now.
Good. Holy cow, you got BSE, bovine spongiform encephalopathy, aka mad cow disease.
Oh yeah, she's driving this big thing. Look at this. Woo woo! We're cruising. Woo! Look at her. First time driving.
No.
She's looking nice. She's doing a good job.
The bus, like.
Hey. Stand up on it. You're good. Just keep driving. Drive like the wind, bullseye.
Hi everybody, welcome to Chillin' at Carly's Couch and Corner. On today's episode, we are going to be discussing mad cow disease with Abby and Bremont from Gannon University, and they did a rap, an infamous rap, on mad cow disease, and we're going to give you a little insight on this disease. Abby, welcome to the corner. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So could you give me some insight on what mad cow disease is?
Sure. Mad cow disease is also known as bovine spongiform encephalopathy. It is a progressive neurological disorder of cattle that results from an infection by unusual transmissible agents called a prion.
So Abby, how does the prion develop and cause mad cow disease?
In prion diseases, a normal protein called cellular prion protein, or PRPC, changes shape and becomes abnormal. The newly formed prions resist being broken down by enzymes in the brain, thus they slowly accumulate. Prions also trigger other nearby PRPCs to change into prions, and thus the process continues. When prions reach a certain number, disease results. Prions never change back into PRPC. PRPC is present in all cells of the body but has a high concentration in the brain. Consequently, most prion diseases affect the central nervous system predominantly. The most common change caused by prions is the formation of tiny bubbles in brain cells. Gradually, the affected cells die and the brain becomes filled with microscopic holes. When samples of brain tissues are viewed through a microscope, they somewhat resemble Swiss cheese or sponge, hence the term spongiform encephalopathy.
She knows her shit. So, Abby, what are some symptoms of mad cow?
Sure, I will tell you about them. Aside from the psychiatric symptoms developed in younger people, such as anxiety or depression, other people may feel nervous or violent, or they will have trouble trusting people. It can also lead to irritability, tremors. They can even have trouble with their language. However, in cows, they can have abnormal gaits and decreased milk production as well.
So, with the seriousness of this issue, how is this being controlled?
Well, currently the FDA has stepped in and has set all the rules like they do with everything else. They go to the farms and the factories to make sure that all the products that are being made and the cows are being handled properly to make sure that no humans contract mad cow disease.
Alright, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to talk with Bremont, who is one of the performers in the rap.
Today's episode was sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
Hi, so I'm here today with Bremont from the very famous mad cow disease rap that a group of Gannon students performed last spring. So Bremont, could you tell me what is the human form of mad cow disease?
The human form of mad cow disease is VCJD. variant Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease. We get it by eating infected cows.
So, Brima, is there any other way people can get mad cow disease?
Why, yes, Carly. The genetic form of this disease is CJD, Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease. It is a gene mutation that affects younger people. People experience psychiatric.
So, Brima, is there any interesting facts you found about mad cow while doing research?
Well, yes, Carly. There is a show Fear Factor that has been shown to have their contestants eat cow brains and cow eyes, which is 2 ways you can contract mad cow disease. The interesting fact is that the symptoms can take up to 6 years to show, so there's no way of knowing if the contestants truly have mad cow disease.
Wow. We have a clip of the Fear Factor contestants eating cow brains. If you have a weak stomach, I highly suggest running away.
Can't do it, dude. That is so... Wow. You have 1 1/4 brains to eat. Ready? Go.
It's a hamburger. Look at it. The brains were so gross. I just was hoping that it would stay down because it kept coming up and I had to re-swallow it. There was like strings and grit in it, little bones, and like it just tasted so disgusting.
Ow.
Today's episode was sponsored by Chick-fil-A.